What's up, everyone? Thank you for tuning in and welcome to the unboxing of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge Radical Edition by Limited Run Games. I have here the Switch version. They did make this for other consoles as well, including PC, all the latest gen consoles. Unfortunately, though, last I checked on Limited Run Games' website, they were all sold out of this. So apologies to those who missed out on it or who weren't able to get it when it went up for pre-order or even before it released. Yeah, hopefully you don't have to pay too much on the aftermarket if you're still looking for this. MSRP on this was $200. It went up on, let's see, for pre-order on June of 2022 last year, and they just released it earlier this month, August of 2023. So a little over a year. There was a delay in there. But yeah, we'll go through this video, and hopefully after this, you can kind of see for yourself how much you're willing to pay and what's justified in the price or not, or maybe just kind of buy certain aspects of it. So either way, I just hope this video helps you out and kind of makes you, helps you come to those conclusions on what to get and if it's worth it to you. So before we go into the box, I just want to show you what else they included in the shipper box along with this. So Limited Run Games included this card here, which is pretty cool, this trading card. And so I've seen so far with some other YouTubers who put out their unboxings that they got Leonardo, and I got Michelangelo. I was surprised to see I got Michelangelo. So I'm not sure what Donatello and Raphael look like. I'm guessing they're out there. I haven't seen videos of them or someone who has them all, so I don't know how they're what their plan is for these cards. If this is only just meant to be with these, or if they're going to include others with something else, or if they're going to start another trading card line. I'm not sure, but if we turn it around here, it says Series 3, so I'm not sure what Series 2 and Series 1 is. But yeah, that's the back, so it's cool. It has like a little limited run seal there on the card, which is awesome. So that was cool. Nice addition there. And they also included this postcard size thank you card here, which I always appreciate. I always love when vendors and retailers include things like this, because they don't have to, right? They can just include the receipt, which a lot of them do also, and the item. But here, you know, they included this, and someone took the time to actually design and print these out and include these. So I always appreciate just the little effort, the little things that just takes that much more effort. Yeah, I mean, people say, you know, we'll save the paper, it's okay, they're gonna get recycled or tossed anyways. I don't really care about that, but I always take the time to appreciate that someone actually did this. And on the back here, we have this. It's just kind of like some decorations and kind of just little windows, faux windows here. You can see it's kind of a play on Windows, the operating system, and then you see there's LR Start and the windows that are currently open, 5% off, including, yes. So there's a 5% off code here that I will reveal. It'll be first come, first serve to those who want to use it, starting now. So I'll also paste this in the I'll put this in the description so you can just copy and paste it. But yeah, hopefully it helps out one of you. Take a look at their website, Limited Run Games. I'll put the link in the description below also, so you can kind of see what they have. Maybe put that to something. Hopefully that helps one person out as a thank you for tuning in. You know, I'm not going to use it, so I figured one of you out there might use it. But thank you, Limited Run Games, if you're watching, for including this, and again for all the care and the planning that you went into putting into this overall this edition. But yeah, there's that in there, so enjoy. All right, now let's get into the box. So here's the front, here's the side. It's one of the items that comes included, the arcade. Here is a view of everything that's inside the box. Let me kind of scroll in. Sorry, I'll try not to get the glare or the reflection from the light. That's everything included in the Radical Edition. And I'll take all these out and we'll go through all of them one by one. There's the shadow box. All right, and so this here is the slip case. Removing that, check that out. Look at this. This is awesome. This is the first time I've seen this. Well, I mean, when I opened it, I've already seen it, but I'm saying when I opened the box here myself for the first time, I was just awed. This is awesome. And here's the artist here. Okay, spoiler for this video, not for the game. This is actually one of the sides of a two-sided poster that's included, so we'll go over that later. But yeah, that's awesome. That's the artist if you want to check out. So the sides, just kind of same as the top, blue. There's the back, of the box, kind of similar to the back of the slipcase, right? It's just kind of a variation of showing all the contents, and again the other side. And yeah, that's that. All right, let's go ahead and get into the good stuff and see everything this radical edition comes with. All right, here's everything out of the box. I removed some items from their respective packaging and wrap, like the CD. It had its own plastic wrap around it. The arcade came in its own clamshell plastic box with and it was in its own separate bag. The mirror shadow box, sorry, the shadow box came in its own. I had a plastic on it, and then it was inside this cardboard to keep it in place. So overall, everything came pretty well packed, and you know, everything was well in place within the box, and so I really appreciated that. The only things I left in their packaging are the figure and the game itself, that the game case, to kind of show you all what that looks like on their cards. But I'll open up the game. I'll take out the game later and open it up and show you. There's some other stuff in there, so I just wanted to give you all an idea of what they look like on their cards. All right, so starting off with the back row, we have the VHS replica. Well, it's made of cardboard, and you can fold it, so I'll do that later, and I'll show you what that looks like. I believe you can put the game case and or the steelbook in here, but again, I'll demonstrate that later, see if how that works. But here's the front of the VHS tape, and FYI, you can play for infinite minutes, in case you were wondering. And here's the back. For those that don't know, VHS tapes were the medium for movies and TV shows before DVDs. So now we have 4K discs. Before that, it was Blu-rays. HD DVDs also was kind of short-lived, but that came out around the same time as Blu-rays. Before that, there were DVDs, and then before DVDs, this is what we had. You needed a VCR to play these VHS tapes. That was the life. And then here's the front of the VHS case, or the VHS case. Here's the back. The back is just kind of your basic game info that you would find on the back of the game box. And this is cool. I saw this as an homage to FHE, which is a Family Home Entertainment. They're the ones who had the rights for the video rights for the movie and the TV show back in the day. But LRG now obviously stands for Limited Run Games. They're the ones who put this radical edition together. So I thought that was pretty cool. That was a pretty nice touch there on their part. All right, so that's a VHS replica. And next up here we have the two-sided poster. So this poster is 24 inches long by 17 3/4 inches wide, for those wondering. And here is one side. This is the artwork that was on the main box. And then here's the artist again, in case you're interested. I'm not sure who that is, but yeah, again, I mentioned that, as I mentioned there. Here is the other side. The other side is the typical artwork that you see on the game, the actual game cases, and on the slip case on the box. So yeah, two-sided poster. I love that we have options for that. You know, if you want to rotate that every week, every month, every year, every never, up to you. You got options. All right, so actually let's start with now. Let's go to the front row here. Let's do the CD soundtrack. Here's the jewel case. And so there's the front. There's the spine there. And here's the back. 28 tracks total. There are the songwriters and what songs they wrote. I'm a big Wu-Tang fan, so when I found out initially that Raekwon and Ghostface were going to be on a track or be on the soundtrack, I was pretty stoked about that. And so they actually play this when you're playing the game. I haven't made my way through this yet to listen just to the music, to the soundtrack. I've only heard the songs while playing the game, and you know, playing the game, you get kind of distracted. So I'm looking forward to listening. But from what I remember and what I recall, what I heard, I should say, these were awesome. My favorite soundtrack, I have to say right now, is the original NES TMNT game. Man, that one's still, though there's still some bangers on that one. Yeah, the Area 5 though, that one's probably my favorite from that soundtrack. So I'm making my way through the other ones to see which one is my definitive soundtrack. So taking a look inside, you have an insert. It's not a booklet, it's just a single sheet of paper. This is one side, and of course the other side is the front. And here's the disc. Moving that, show you what the back looks like. That's the back. That's pretty awesome. So we got that artwork there. All right, and that's the soundtrack. Next up, we got the shadow box here. Typical shadow box. It has multiple layers, multiple cells for the depth there, which is beautifully done, beautiful artwork. I love the artwork in this game in general, but yeah, this is awesome that we have this here. This shadow box is 10 inches long, 5.5 inches high, and then an inch deep. Let me try to, sorry about that, try to reduce the glare there from the light, or reflection, I should say. But yeah, as you can kind of get up close, you can kind of see there's a lot going, a lot of action. It's action-packed, which is awesome. And this seems like it's meant to be stood on a desk or a table or something like that to kind of stand straight up, because if we turn it around, there's no mounting hardware. Here it's just all clean. And this this material here, this is like a vinyl adhesive, and then the frame is like a plastic. So just an FYI, in case you're thinking about mounting something on this or installing something on this to mount it, that's just, yeah, what you'll be working with. But no, it's nicely done. Yeah, I'll probably just do this yourself. I'll probably have it on a table or something at my desk or something like that. All right, going on to the steelbook. Typical steelbook. It has that, the back has the, like a kind of this metallic coat on it, like semi-metallic, a matte coat on it to give it that steel or that metal look. The turtles have like this gloss, this shine to them, and they're a little raised, so you can, I don't know if it's embossed, I think is the term. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, that's, you can kind of see it's kind of imprinted here, and then the turtles are raised. So that's the front. Here's the spine. Here's the back, right? And then it goes all around. And then opening it up, it's empty, but there's the inside, what that looks like. Okay, so that's awesome. Definitely be using that. All right, going on to the middle here. We got the strategy guide. Strategy guide hardcover. Again, same cover that we've seen multiple times there. Same artwork, but it still looks nice. It looks awesome. Here's the spine. And here's the back. Here's some information in case you want to take a look at that. I know, when I first saw these lines here, I thought they were scratches, and I was like, oh man, what happened? But yeah, it turns out it's just part of the cover. So, whew, yeah, crisis averted. So that's that. Taking a look. There may be some spoilers in here, so if you want to go into the game fresh, FYI, just skip forward a few seconds just to get past that and to avoid those. But I'll show you the table of contents, and I'll flip through some pages to kind of give you an idea of that. But yeah, if we look in here, this is awesome. I got the turtles all over the place. That's cool. Foot soldiers, and yeah, that's awesome. Again, just the details. They could have just made it like this green, a solid color green, but no, there's artwork on there. That's awesome. So there's that. Here is the table of contents, give you an idea. So for those that remember strategy guides or what we used back in the day, this is, you know, pre-internet, or it wasn't readily accessible to everyone, and so information was for games was hard to come by. We had to rely on these books, these strategy guides, to help us get through some of those tough games, or all games. Sometimes some of them, and some strategy guides were better than others, right? As you guys remember, there's some awesome ones. And then there's obviously magazines. You can get hints and tips and tricks, if you will. There was an actual magazine called that, that had just that in there. And so yeah, here's all the episodes. Man, when I before I obviously got this, I was playing the game. I bought it digitally. I didn't realize how many episodes there were, and I just kept on going. I was like, man, there's more to this game than I thought. So it's really awesome. And then so here you have miscellaneous information going through. There's some bios, just some like goes over your basic attacks, the enemies, you know, your typical strategy guide stuff goes through the walkthrough. Yeah, so that's awesome. Really, really well done. So then there's 150 pages here. So if we look there, yeah, 150. So yeah, really well put together, really well done. All right, going on to, let me turn off my main light here for this so I don't reduce the glare. Going on to the figure. This is a Playmates reissue variant figure, variant color. For those of you who remember, this definitely pulls on the nostalgia heartstrings. For this, I had this figure, not this one exactly, but the standard color one growing up. But yeah, there's that. Really well done, again, from Playmates, and I'll show you. So that's It's a fabric cape, so I'll show you the colors there. And then the original figure is actually on the back here. So that's what the original figure looked like. They had blue like armor pieces and the purple cape with the black mask. But here, everything is gray. Grayish, trying to represent metal, I take it. But yeah, so here's the rest of it. Yeah, I had all of these. At one point I sold them just because I was dumb. I wanted money, and so that's what I was. My younger years, I was naive. Forgive me. But yeah, this is. I believe, from what I remember, the card is original. This is how the original. Because I remember these images, drawings when I was younger too, when I first got the figure. But yeah, so again, Playmates. There's some info, social media info. But yeah, this is definitely won't be taking this out. I'll keep this in here as it is. And then we have the game itself here on this retro card, which I haven't. This is interesting. I haven't seen this done before, where they a game just for for collectors or special edition purposes put it on a card. So this was interesting and cool to see. So that's that card here. And flip it around. So here's the back. And they do have perforated lines, so you can cut along here. I would recommend using like an X-Acto knife or a sharp box cutter to kind of minimize the damage to the card. And there are these lines here, these fold lines, right? So you can open up like barn doors. So that's there. I may, though, what I might do is what I do with my figures, my 6-inch figures on retro cards, is cut down here on this plastic. The plastic part here, I just may cut a flap and lift up. Yeah, like I mentioned, I do that with my figures to kind of avoid damaging the cards. So you can create a flap, lift that up, and then you should be able to slide the game out, or the figure out if you're doing that for your figures. But yeah, and that really obviously avoids damaging the card at all. Although this was already you can kind of see it's bent here, and then there's a crease that goes about up to all the way up to like right here. So that's unfortunate, not ideal, but there's some damage to the corner here. I think because when they put it in, this was taller than the box that it comes in, so they had it down like this, and so they kind of had to shove it down. I'm guessing most likely is what happened, and it created this crease to kind of allow room for it to fit in the box. So I'm guessing they all might be like this, but yeah, so just an FYI. So yeah, like I said, I'll open this up later. I'll remove the game case and open that up and show you what's inside there. There's more stuff inside that. All right, and last but not least, what I think was looking forward to the most, the mini replica arcade. And so this is just a general replica is what they say arcade, but because I don't think this game was ever released on arcades. In reality, they just kind of put the decals and stickers to represent this game. But yeah, this is awesome. This is 5.5 inches by let's see here, what was it? I think I wrote them down here just in case you're curious. So it's meant for 1/12 scale or 6-inch figures. See, the arcade is 2.5 inches wide by 2 1/4 deep, and then yeah, like I said, 5.5 inches. Centimeters wise, for those of you everywhere else in the world who uses the metric system, 6.5 centimeters tall. 6.5 centimeters wide, 5.5 centimeters deep, and then 14 centimeters tall. Yeah, so there's that. The marquee does light up, and it does have a trailer that it plays, and a track from the soundtrack. There's a song that plays from the soundtrack in the game. And so I'll demonstrate that here in a little bit, but yeah, so you can power, it does function. Here's this side, the turtles, and then the other side, you got the villains, Bebop, Rocksteady, and Shredder, or some of the villains. And then you got the coin slots here, which is cool, and that says the foot there. The only button, I should say, that functions is this one here. This mutes the music, and so both the trailer and the song play in a loop. If you just want the trailer playing, just a video, you can press this to mute the sound, and then obviously you push it again to unmute it. And that's the only function that I found that this is for. None of this stuff came with instructions, and so I was just like trial and error. The thing about this, so like I said, it's powered. It does come with this USB cable. It's so it's USB-C to USB-A, and this is about 3 feet long. In case you wanted to know that, so that was a good length there. Here's the switch, and then the speaker. There is no battery in this. When I first got it, I thought there was a battery, but it's pretty light. You can tell, and so that was kind of one of the main indicators here. There's no battery, and I even left it plugged in for a couple of hours and turned it on. It didn't turn on. So you do need the cable. You has to be plugged in for it to play. And I tested it with one other USB-C to USB-A cable just to see, because sometimes devices you need to use their included cable. But yeah, it seems like so far, just with the other one I tried, it should be any USB-C to USB-A cable. That should work. But yeah, there's no volume button also, so there's only just the single sound, and it's pretty loud. Like I said, I'll show you here in a second. I'll demonstrate it. The trailer that it plays from the soundtrack is called Panic in the Sky, so in case you are interested to know, that's the track from the game. Let's see here. I mentioned there's no battery light. Yeah, all right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and power this up, and I'll show you the trailer. All right, so I have it plugged in here. We'll go ahead and get it started real quick though. I wanted to give a warning, again, a caution for those of you that want to go in fresh and avoid spoilers. Go ahead and skip ahead to the next segment. But again, this is a trailer that it plays, and so I'm pretty sure the trailer's online. But still, if you're avoiding all that, but I'm respectful for all those, so go ahead and skip ahead. All right, without further ado, let's get it started. All right, and that was it. So yeah, that just plays on loop, and you can see it starts again. Also, just to show you real quick, the mute button. So you just push it, mutes, and unmutes. So yeah, that was pretty cool. I'm glad. Yeah, this is awesome. This is an awesome thing they included. This is definitely gonna be using this in some diodes with some of the figures. All right, so going on to the VHS tapes here, the replica VHS tape in case. I did mention that I was going to show you what these look like folded, and I am. But I realized after I did it, it'd be best to, it's kind of tricky, at least the VHS tape. So I figured I'd show you how to do it. I folded it and I unfolded it so I can kind of walk that through you. Because again, there's no instructions for any of this stuff. I kind of had to figure it out. And you actually can fit both cases in there, steelbook and the standard case, which is really cool. And I'll show you how to do that here. So this one is pretty straightforward, right? It came like this. So you kind of just go here, fold these flaps in. This is, pretty straightforward, and then tuck that in there on the top, right? So you have, this is the VHS case. So that's all to that one. Put that there. All right. So this one, again, same thing on this part here. You fold these flaps in, right? And then you kind of fold this. I would fold this top part first and then fold it inside. Okay. The bottom part here. So this part here, the longer part, right? So this is going to get tucked in and go against this side, and then this is going to it's going to form a U shape, right? So this will go across, and then this is going to go along this side of this. That makes sense here. I'll just show you. So again, it's going to make like a U shape, kind of like a pocket, right? So it's going to kind of go like this, right? So this is kind of goes down, then it folds to go across, and then it comes up along this side. right? And so then you fold it in. And the reason for that is, like I said, let me fold this in, right? And so maybe I shouldn't have, now I gotta unfold this, but all right. So and the reason for that is, so it is the same length as this game case. So when you put it in, right, it allows it to kind of sit on top of that fold, which is down here. Otherwise, you know, it's going to be loose and shaking around. So now it's like a perfect fit to fit both of them in there. So get that one, and then the steel book, right in there. And then see, so it's pushed down all the way, hitting, it's flush with the bottom here and flush here at the top. So look at that, perfect fit. Get it in there, and then fold this in, and there you go. And that, now it has a little more weight, it's not as empty. Get the cover. It actually feels pretty nice. This is actually pretty well thought out and made. Let's see here, kind of get it in there, and then bam, there you go. So I mean, yeah, it's gonna be kind of a pain, obviously, to get like access to the case, because you got to take this out, right, slide it out, and then unfold it. But yeah, if you have the game itself stored in maybe like another storage container with all your other games, if your Switch games, you know, the ones where you have a bunch of little pockets, you wouldn't really need to get access to this. But yeah, no, I think it's just a cool thing to have, to store both the cases and then have this in a box. But I mean, obviously, if you want to display your steelbook, you can do that and just leave the original game case in there. So either way, it's a cool option. I think that's awesome, again, that they included this. Pretty practical and functional accessories. Yeah, just things that they included here. So yeah, that is the VHS tape. Overall, I would say this is an awesome set. I'm kind of glad I picked it up. I'm happy with it. I really am. Everything here has some sort of cool use, practical use. Obviously, this shadow box to display, the mini arcade, replica arcade is a 12 scale, so I can use that with my figures. It's just, yeah, this is a really, I think, a really thought out special or collector's edition for this game that Limited Run Games put some thought into, which is really awesome. So yeah, I think it was worth the well, at the time the retail is, the MSRP is $200, so hopefully it's not too much more for those of you looking out for it. People trying to mark it up on the aftermarket, but yeah, it's really cool. It's really awesome. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments about this set. If you got it, what your thoughts are, any critiques or comments, suggestions, feedback, or anything like that. Let me know what you think. And hopefully, if you're able to get your hands on one, you enjoy it, or either in the future, if you're able to secure one. But thank you for watching. I appreciate you all. And if you enjoyed what you're watching, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button just to show your support, so it kind of gets us around to others. Yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. See you later.